Hello, my friends. Hello. Welcome to Talking Nonsense. It's episode 9. We are officially one episode away from a huge milestone, and that is so exciting. I've hope okay. Collect my thoughts. I hope you have had a wonderful week. It is 10 p.m. when I'm recording this, and I almost forgot. I almost forgot to record. But I'm here now and I'm recording. And I have an exciting list to discuss today. So first of all, I wanted to touch base on this week. I had a good day overall today. I was at work today and it went by relatively quickly. I had a doctor's appointment today after work. And then I just watched 2 episodes of The Devil's Plan on Netflix. And you guys, The Devil's Plan is so good. It's a Korean survival strategy game show. And it's so good. It's so good. Highly recommend watching it because I've been on the edge of my seat and it's pretty much all I can think about apart from like my research that I'm doing, which has been quite successful. I still have some research to do, but like I said last week, I've narrowed down my topic and everything, and I found this one book. You guys, it was so good. It was so good. It was really short, but in it were 2 of Emily Carr's speeches that she made publicly, and she only did 2, and both of them are in this book. And oh my god, she said some things that had me on the floor. I'm like, Emily was talking about this in 1930 and it's still a problem now. I'll get into it in a different episode because that is not what we're talking about today, but it is going well. This is going to be a shorter episode because it's late and I still have to schedule this to go up and everything. But what I wanted to do is a discussion, if you will, about my tattoos. I am getting another tattoo this month. This is the first episode of October. It's October 6th as I'm uploading this. October is hands down my favorite month. I think if I had to pick a favorite month, it would either be October or November. I really like October though because I really like watching the leaves change color. I don't even care that much about Halloween. I don't really do anything for Halloween anymore. But I love the rain coming back and the leaves changing color and everything just getting a lot cozier. And it's the month where I can take my sweaters out of storage. So that's also really great. But yeah, I wanted to talk about my tattoos because at the end of this month, I'm getting my 6th tattoo. So I got my very first tattoo in May of 2022. So I got it last year. And that first one is really special to me and I don't think I will ever cover it or change it because it means more than what I think people would think when they hear what it is. So I'll show it to you. It's on my left shoulder and it is, can you see that? Is this hammer here. And whenever people see it, I forget it's here a lot of the time, honestly. And then people be like, what is that? And I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's my hammer. So what it is, sorry, this light, which light is it? It's this light? It's quite bright. This hammer, it's a matching tattoo. So I have one, and my 2 very, very, very wonderful friends, Avrin and Jithan, also have them. So we all got them together my very first time in Atlanta. Um, and I think it was my first day in Atlanta. And after work, we were like, let's just go get tattoos. And we did. And we had talked about getting these hammers, and what these hammers are. They are the Smite Pro League waiting room hammer. And the reason why it's that is we worked on the Smite Pro League. That was our job at the time, and that's where we met pretty much. And so the hammer is more than just a video game reference. It's a symbol of friendship and community as well. And it reminds me of my two of my favorite people on this planet. So I love it, and some people think it's silly, but all of my tattoos have personal meaning, and there's a story behind each of them. My second tattoo is a lot bigger. So I was terrified to get my first tattoo. And my first tattoo, I used to have the business card of the place that I went on this bulletin board next to me, but I took it down and now I don't know where it is. But that is the only one of my tattoos that was not done by my current artist. And in, I believe it was actually October 2022, I got my bicep tattoo, which is this one. This, as you can clearly see, says no rain, no flowers, and it's got a daisy, a peony, and a lily. And basically, I picked and drew, yes, I drew these flowers myself. My artist did add some more detailing to them, but I drew the bases of them. But the daisy represents me, the peony represents my mom, and the lily represents my sister. And the no rain, no flowers is something that I had seen online with like tattoo inspiration. So I took that and kind of put my own spin on it. But no rain, no flowers. You know, you can't have the good without the bad. In a way, I don't view rain as bad, and I'm sure most people don't view rain as bad, but you can't have something beautiful without something less. You know, that's kind of the idea behind it. So that's that tattoo. That was my second. And it's been about a year that I've had this one, and I remember when I first got it, I was so in love with it. I couldn't stop purposefully leaning my arm out so that I could see it in the corner of my eye all the time. But yeah, I love this one. And it was a rough spot to put it. But it wasn't my most painful tattoo. Surprisingly, my most painful tattoo is my third one. And I don't know how I'm going to show this to you. I might have to reposition my body. Hang on. My feet are stuck. I might have to reposition my body. You might have to move. Sorry, my hands are in the way. Okay, hi. So this right here was my third tattoo. And oh my gosh, this light. I'm gonna have to turn this light off. Sorry. This tattoo right here, there's a butterfly knocking over 4 dominoes. And this is, I feel like I don't really have to explain it, but sometimes people don't really understand what it is. So I will. Sorry, now I need to turn my light back on. So the butterfly and domino effect, basically, but the numbers on the dominoes are special. So I knew for sure that I wanted a butterfly effect tattoo because I think about it constantly. The butterfly effect is something that I'm constantly thinking about, and it's magical, okay? It's magical. But I put in the domino effect as well This was a design that I had found on Pinterest, and I needed it on my body. But I changed the numbers on the dominoes to be my birthday and my sister's birthday. So that's that. Then, as you can see, I have 2 other tattoos on this arm. My 4th and 5th tattoos I got at the exact same time. So my 4th tattoo was my pinwheel here. I gotta position my arm in a way that you can see it. Is that good? This is my favorite tattoo that I have. It is beautiful. I look at it all the time, and it has multiple meanings. I mentioned this in my first episode, I believe, when I talked about me being a K-pop fan and everything. This pinwheel, the idea came from my favorite song ever, which is Pinwheel by 17. And the meaning behind that song is, longing for someone that you can't see anymore. And the weird sense of not somberness, but whenever I look at a pinwheel, including the one that's on my arm, I can't help but reflect on my life so far and the people around me and the impacts that they've made on my life. And it's kind of just a reminder to appreciate the people that I have in my life and the people that I choose to surround myself with. In a good way, in like a happy way, not like a sad way, or anything. A happy way, I promise. But it's my favorite. It's done with a single needle, so it took quite a while, but the detailing, I wish this camera quality was better because the detail on this is crazy. If you want to see my tattoos in better quality, you can find them on my Instagram, which will be linked in the show notes and the description if you're watching this on YouTube. But it's my favorite. It's my favorite. It really is. My 5th tattoo, though, that I got at the same time is this one right here. It curves underneath alongside my butterfly effect tattoo. And if you can read it, it says, "I feel infinite." And it is a quote from my favorite book of all time, which is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I Feel Infinite is a really big part of that book. And I cry every time I read it. If you've never read it, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do I have? I should show you my copy of it because it's intense. Okay, hang on. Wait. Yes, hang on. Okay, I found it. So this is my copy of The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Okay, this is my copy. I can raise this now. Hi. This is my copy. And can you see all of those sticky notes in there? Can you see that? Don't focus on me. Focus on focus on the book. Not me. So many. So many. And I'm going to go through it again next year because I've read this twice now. I'm going to go through it again next year. It's going to be like an annual read, I think, for me, and I'm sure there's going to be even more in here. But while I was grabbing this, I had to grab The Midnight Library as well because I talked to you guys about that book and I haven't shown you it because this is only our second video episode. But look at all of these. Look at all of these. Tell me you like sad books without telling me you like sad books, Rachel. Oh man, both of these so good. So good. But yes, I have a tattoo to remind me of my love for this book and my next tattoo. I don't have any I don't have a single plan set in stone quite yet, but I do have an idea for a future tattoo. I don't know if it's going to be the next one I get or if it's going to be later down the line, but I figured we could finish off this tattoo tour um, with a potential future tattoo. And I can kind of talk you through how I pick my tattoos um, or what leads me to a decision on a tattoo. Honestly, some people really don't like that I do this, but I don't know what I'm going to get until I walk into the studio. I can have like 4 different ideas, 3, 2, no clue in the world. When I walk in that room, the idea is in my head, and that is what I'm getting. Um my butterfly effect tattoo almost didn't happen because I was kind of washing? I was like wavering on whether or not I wanted to get that one. And then I walked in and was like, I have to. It makes sense. Like I have to. And I did, and I love it. All of my tattoos I absolutely love to this day. But here is a potential idea. I found this on Pinterest. I did not draw this, okay? I did not draw this. I don't want you to think that I did. Please do not give me credit for this. Let me just zoom it in so you can see it. So this is pretty self-explanatory. But it is an hourglass surrounded by flowers. Now, this could change. Like I said, it's not set in stone, but it's inspiration. An hourglass surrounded by flowers. Now, the hourglass itself, if we're going to focus, the hourglass is pretty self-explanatory, I think. You only have so much time. Kind of a somber idea, I know. You only have so much time. And this is kind of where my thinking about certain things kind of shines through, I guess. In either a really strange way that makes you confused, or it's beautiful. It's up to you. I like to view it as beautiful. I think my way of viewing life is interesting. You only have so much time. So why live with regrets? You know, which is really, it's so easy to say that. I don't know how. I don't know how to live without regrets, you know? But thinking that way, that reminder of you only have so much time. It's kind of like for example, let's talk about school again. I'm 24. I'm only 24. Do I want to live the rest of my life regretting the fact that I did not go back to school, regretting that I did not finish my history degree, regretting that I didn't listen to what I wanted to do? You hear? Hmm? It's an idea. Still ironing it out. We'll have more episodes throughout this month and we'll discuss as the month goes on because what day is that? I get my tattoo on a Saturday. So what day is it? 9, 10, 11. On our 12th episode, episode 12, you will know what my tattoo will be. And you will see it on our 13th episode. I can't believe we're on episode 9. Like, I can't believe that. It's so crazy. I'm so glad I made a podcast. I know I'm going to say this every episode, I think. But thinking about the hourglass again, got me thinking about it in a different way. Now, if you're wondering where I would put this hourglass, that I do not know. I don't plan my placement of tattoos, which is also probably something that some people in my life don't like. I don't plan it. When I got my first tattoo, the infamous Smite Pro League hammer, I didn't know where I was going to get it, but every time I brought it up, I subconsciously pointed to my left shoulder. And so I knew that's where it was supposed to go. When I talked about my butterfly effect tattoo, I kept pointing to my left forearm. So I knew it needed to go there. When I was planning this one, I kept grabbing my right bicep. This is how I decide on my placement. This is how. I have no idea where the hourglass will go until it becomes a real idea. And that's just how my brain works, okay? Now, shout out Molly. I'm going to talk about her for a minute. Her and I have, since high school, since we graduated high school, really, have talked about getting matching juniper berry tattoos. And the reason for that is we were in the senior play together, and our characters were sisters. And our favorite line to say together was about juniper berries. And I have a picture of one. I can find it. This was also on Pinterest. I get a lot of my ideas from Pinterest. Oh, I found the original of that hourglass before I cropped it. There's a caption. This is by Aqua Marina. Is that it? I can't really read. Anyways, what is written below this picture, it says, "There is no right time. There is just time and what you choose to do with it." That is what the artist wrote for that hourglass picture. But the juniper berries, if I can find them, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of different ideas. This was the original pinwheel inspiration. I'm so sorry if you can't see these. I'm truly, truly sorry. I can't find it. I'm sorry for wasting your time. I can't find it, but that's okay. We talked about getting these juniper berries, and that is the only one that I think I might know where I would get it placed, is probably on my back, like on one of my shoulder blades, probably my right shoulder blade, because that's where I'm reaching. Again, just an idea. Yeah, this is a short episode. I mean, we're at 24 minutes, so not crazy short, but as you may have noticed if you saw my post for this episode, I am now posting these later in the day because posting them at 9 a.m. Pacific is quite difficult for me because I work on Fridays and I don't really have a chance to promote and share that the episode is live until later in the day. So I'm going to be posting these at I'm gonna start at noon Pacific and see how that goes for an episode or two. But I may move it further in the day. Just because it gives me time to upload everything and all that. If it's later than 12 p.m., I'm sorry that I'm telling you this and I was incorrect. It doesn't help that I'm recording this at 10:30 p.m. on Thursday. I really need to plan these better, but I don't because I like to have as much of my week go by as possible so I have more to share with you. Anyways, this has been episode 9. I will be back next week with episode 10. And I don't know what we're going to do for episode 10 yet, but it's got to be something exciting because it's quite the milestone. We're heading into double digits next week, and that is so crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe we've had 9 weeks now of talking nonsense with Rache. Where did the time go? I don't know. Cheers. I have not had any water today. I feel like a fish, probably. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I hope you have a wonderful week. Welcome to October. I hope October has treated you well so far. And I can't wait to share some exciting news, hopefully next week. Hopefully next week. I will leave it at that. But I'm so excited. So excited. I'm freaking out. If you're in Canada, happy Thanksgiving this week. I don't know if it's Thanksgiving anywhere else, but it is Thanksgiving in Canada this weekend. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I am going to have a crazy week ahead with my research proposal being due next Friday. So potentially next week's episode could be coming out on Saturday instead of Friday. Depending on how that goes. But for updates, you can check out my social media. And I will see you then. Have a good night, everyone. I am going to go to sleep. Bye. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And I'm going to use what? I don't know. Okay, it's too late for me to be recording. I'm going to sleep. I have been Rache, and this has been Talking Nonsense. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye.